Hi there, it's Tracy. Welcome back to Flirting After 40. So, as a reminder, I'm 45. There was a post on I think it was Instagram, and it was old names, people with old names according to Gen Z. And Tracy was on the list, you guys. Like I Oh my gosh, am I like a so my mom's name is Joyce. Like, am I a Joyce? Is that where we are now? I'm sad. I don't want to have an old name. Okay, I'm gonna read some of them. Ashley, Amanda, Jessica, Stephanie, Jennifer, Christy, Tracy, Stacy, Amy, Crystal, Angela, Kelly, Lisa, Jordan, Michelle, Shelly, Laura, Lori, Kathy, Tammy, Heather, and Angie. So, ladies, fall into that, please know I'm with you. Old names. Fuck, it's the aging. It's coming for us. It's coming for us all. And I swear to God, it's like, I think dating is hard for everybody these days, but I don't know. I think it's a special place in hell for us that are over the age of 40. I swear. It just seems so much harder. And now I've been tagged with an old lady name. I don't think Tracy is, but I know no one's naming their kids Tracy. But it will have a resurgence. I'm sure, like in my kids' generation, or like when they have babies and then their babies have babies, Tracy will be popular again. So I'll be cool again in 50 years. Oh my God. So I was not going to talk more about Cody or Sam because I'm kind of burnt out with all of this. I did receive a hate text, I'm going to call it, from Cody, about how he didn't. I'm going to read part of it because I don't want to misinterpret or misrepresent him. However, my podcast is about my perspective, just to remind everybody. He did listen, which he had said he wouldn't. He was mad that I didn't mention a few things, which I'm still not going to mention because I don't believe they're my place to mention. Like, I believe that some things that people tell me they're not here for everybody else. Also, he said, surface level questions. Really? What if down the road I wanted to know your favorite things so I could surprise you occasionally with things you like? But it makes sense why I got the answers I did. For me, like, I want to know about someone, and me just texting them, asking them for their favorite things so that at some point I can get that for them. It would come out in conversation. Like, we would be having dinner and you'd be like, hey, like, what's your favorite dinner? Like, or what's your favorite meal? Or what's your favorite dessert? Like, these things happen naturally by getting to know each other. He was mad that he said, you set a boundary, I accepted it. What I didn't like was you didn't try to get to know me after you told me it was too much. And from my perspective, to Cody, like, we had a date set up. I was going to see you. Again, I do better in person than text or calls, but okay. He did say, I would have expected you to be more transparent on your podcast on the details. You left out some of it, and just so you know, this is how dating is for men too. Well, for clarification for everyone, I'm not here to divulge all the details of our relationship. There are things that I think are patterns. There are things that I want women to know they're not alone, or men to know they're not alone. And it is not my intent in this podcast to share every detail with everyone. He did judge me. He did judge me for judging the guy that was waiting to have sex. That was a 55 or 54-year-old man that was waiting to have sex until marriage. He said he set a boundary like you did with me regarding text, and you brought him down about it. Seems contradicting, don't you think? Sure, I suppose, but like, I'm not going to date a guy that has a boundary that he's not going to have sex with somebody before he's married. Like, it is good to have boundaries. It is good to explain those boundaries. And then someone can choose whether or not they're comfortable with that boundary. Clearly, Cody was not comfortable with the boundary of, I don't want to be asked all these little questions. I would rather get to know you in person. So clearly, my boundary I said he was not okay with. Anyways, I sent back a equally aggressive email or text. And it was one of those things, like, when you're like, don't do it, just let it go, and you just can't. That's where I was like, oh, I just can't not respond. That's not a good feeling either. And I did, and then I got like a peace sign. Later that day I did, or the next day, I apologized, because like, we don't, it was one date. Like, we don't need to hash all this out. Like, it didn't work. Like, we can let it go. And I'm trying to be better at that. Now, the Sam thing, like, again, this dude does not deserve my time or energy. However, when we're got a quiet moment, sometimes you think back to conversations you had. Or so what I was thinking about is, when someone tells you who they are, you should believe them. When someone shows them who you are, you should believe them. And oftentimes if we don't like what we think we're seeing, we gloss over it, and we're like, well, maybe they had a bad day, or we make excuses. But truly, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And I was thinking back to the moment when it had been like a week and a half or two, and I hadn't heard from him. And you guys had talked about this, where I was pissed, and like I sent a, not a mean text, but a text saying like, here's what I expect if you're interested. And if I don't hear from you, I don't think you're interested, and that's fine, but I'm done. I'm not playing this game. And if you recall, he apologized, but he didn't apologize. And it was, I'm sorry you felt that way, and I'll do better. So when he was in town and we were hanging out, somehow we were talking about, I don't know how it came up, porn. And he was saying how he had to get a VPN. He had to VPN into California in order to watch porn in Texas. And I'm like, is porn illegal in Texas? And I looked that up, and it's not. It's just you have to be 18 or older, and in order to control it, they just block certain sites when you are logged in from a Texas address. So Sam was saying how he was trying to watch porn when he was at work, not at work, but like when he was traveling for work, and he couldn't watch it when he was in Texas, and then he had to figure out how to get a VPN, how to VPN in so he could watch porn. This was the same time that I wasn't hearing from him, that he was so busy that he couldn't find 30 seconds to text me. But he was able to figure out a VPN to watch porn and get off. Like, and at the time he was telling me the story, I wasn't necessarily putting it together. And I've had some quiet moments, so your brain just kind of goes back and makes those connections. And I mean, I don't have anything to say about porn. Like, I don't have a problem with it. This is not about porn. This is about the fact that the guy who told me and showed me I was not a priority, like, validated it again. And I just wish, and I wish that I would have listened to my gut and listened and just blocked and moved on, a month and a half ago. I mean, we can't go back, but you guys, like, please, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. You're not going to change them. They're not going to change. I mean, I do. Even with Cody, like I try to give like I don't want to be a dick. Like I try to give grace. And I don't even know why. Like cuz I feel like maybe I should just shut shit down right away too. Like he did, like Sam did. I don't know. Like maybe I'm just allowing too much time and too much grace. All right. So, gentlemen and ladies, I received a text at one point, and the text asked me, does size matter? Yes. But okay, I didn't know how to answer this. I was like, well, no, I mean, yes, no. And we're talking about dick size here. It was from a guy, does size matter? My response was yes and no. I think it's more along the lines of like what you do with it than how big you are. But I can't say it doesn't matter. In college, there was a guy I dated that it was just really, really small, and we were in college, so I'm guessing he wasn't very well. Maybe he was super experienced. I don't know, but it wasn't good. So I can't say no, it doesn't matter. I think actually being too big matters than being average, because if you're too big, like that can cause its own challenges. But it was interesting to receive this text, and I'm curious, like, do guys really think about this a lot? Does it really impact or influence them? And I felt really bad because this guy's response, to mine was that somebody had once told him that it wasn't big enough. And that made me feel bad for him. And I don't think I would never just like flat out be like, no, like your dick is not big enough for me. Like that doesn't, I mean, if you're terrible in bed, you're terrible. Like I could be like, you're terrible in bed, but I don't think it would ever be solely based on size, because there's a lot more that goes into it. And then, I looked up like average dick size, penis size, whatever we're going to call it. And hard, it's like 5.1 to 5.5 inches. During this text exchange, this guy did send me the size of his dick, and he apparently is above average. So I'm not sure necessarily the feedback he received, or if the woman just wasn't into him and that was a way of like letting him down. But I was also curious, like, and I asked a friend, like, do you know the size of your man's dick? They're married. I asked this to two women actually, and one was like, no, I don't. It's just good. And I'm like, he hasn't told you, like, you haven't measured his dick? No. And the other was like, oh no, my husband's definitely above average. He's well equipped. But like, is this a thing? Like, do people measure? Do women know the size of their man? I mean, I don't know. I was so intrigued by this, and I also felt bad. I feel like, like for a man to worry about that feels like, oh, that gives me anxiety for them. Like, I don't know. I just think like, guys, like if you know what you're doing, if you don't know what you're doing, let's learn. Let's, learn. But I think it's about what you do with it, not the size of it. I did have a guy I dated for a really long time, the lieutenant, and we'll have lots of stories about him, but I would say he was very average, and he was amazing. He was like the best lover I've ever had. And it wasn't based on size. It was based on enthusiasm and trying something new and Like he worked his ass off for it. I don't know. I think that matters way more than size. Okay, maybe I'm alone here. I don't know. So I guess I would say yes, size matters, but what you do with it matters more. But I'm really interested. I'm really interested to hear. Also, like, we didn't talk about circumference. Like, are you a pencil? Are you long and skinny? Are you fat? I don't know. Like, I think also, like, let's just maybe take the length. Like, if we're going to take length into consideration, let's take circumference into consideration. I almost think that might matter more, but who am I? I'm definitely not a penis dick expert. Oh my gosh. Okay, so no new dates this week. Nothing really new to report to you guys except the hate mail and revelations. All right, so our funnies for the day. Well, okay, I have a couple funnies. One specifically, so on my Facebook, Flirting After 40, I got on there, like, let's scroll, like, I'm part of some podcast groups and things like that, but nothing crazy. And all of a sudden now I've been inundated with when, like, date your age, or it was dating after 60. And I don't know who they're trying to attract. I think it's like a scam. They're trying to attract men, but there's this older woman, apparently she's over 60, in this dress, her boobs hanging out, and she's spread eagle. Like, her coochie is on display. And I didn't know on Facebook, like, you could show your shit. Like, I didn't know nudity. I didn't think nudity was allowed on Facebook, and maybe things are changing. But okay, it's clearly not for women, because, like, I'm not going to click on them and be like, yeah, I want to join that group. Like, so are just older men join, like, is it prostitutes? I don't know. Dating after 40 on Facebook. So I might have to, or sorry, dating after 60 on Facebook. I've been inundated with, like, that kind of shit. Gross. All right. So this guy likes me, and I had to get back on Raw a little bit just to see the clusterfuck of people. This is what his about me says. Was you want? Like, WHATZ. Was you want? It's up to you to make the better choice and choose sides. Don't be shy and go after your man. Who makes you smile? And shall we enjoy each other and everything? Like, what? Like, can you write a fucking sentence? Like, okay. This other guy says, there's a prompt. If you check my browser history, you will find random questions and porn. Like, okay, I just said I don't have a problem with porn, but I'm not going to select to like you or to want to date you or get to know you better if you immediately talk about porn. Can you guys just have a little bit of self-awareness where that does not enter your profile? This guy on Facebook dating, he seemed like nice. Like, I liked him, but his intro to me was, hey, where did you grow up and what were you like in high school, Tracy? And okay, maybe this is why I'm single. Maybe I'm being way too picky, but, like, I was in high school, I don't know, 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago, 28 years ago. Who the fuck cares, like, what what I was like in high school? Like, okay, maybe it matters. I don't know. Maybe there's some psychology behind what you were like in high school and, like, what you are like now. But, like, no, that just feels exhausting. Like, I just want to, I don't know. I wish I could maybe help men write their intros and their, like, it's like, I just want somebody to be like, hey, you look really pretty in your pictures and you seem super smart. What do you do? What do you like? What do you do for a living? You look like, I don't know, maybe make I don't know. it's just, you guys, it's exhausting. Well, you guys, it's been a little quiet. I'm a little hesitant to like get back out there, but I did see this post and it resonated with me. It says, men who struggle with communication see every conversation as a fight. Those who avoid accountability see truth as an attack. And I feel like that's where I am these days. I feel like I haven't been able to find someone that takes accountability for their actions. And I guess at the end of the day, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Someone that takes accountability, someone that owns their shit. And there's definitely more, but I don't feel like that's that hard. So anyways, you guys, I appreciate everybody listening. And I will talk to you guys next week and let me know what you think. Send me your dick sizes. I don't know. Let's compile an average. Or don't share with somebody. Just show up and be a good lover. I don't know. All right. I appreciate everybody. Have a great day.